Alright, what up? Welcome back to the Tuesday show. We are going to do viewer questions.
That's right.
You want to just hop into it? Look, we don't have that much to talk about.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm surprised that Xrd thing lasted for 25 minutes.
That's just because I started rambling again like 2 or 3 times like I always do. So,
yeah, but, you know, in any case, we're going to try to spend the rest of the show just answering viewer questions and, you know, get to as many as we can. Alright, what up? Welcome back to the mute. Alright, ready?
Okay, yep. So our first question here is, are we attending Final Round this year? From Lee.
Oh man, hopefully.
I would assume so if it's part of the Capcom Pro Tour again, right? If
they want us back. Probably.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Probably.
So, I mean, I would like to go.
Yeah, of course.
I love Final Round. Final Round is awesome.
Course, yeah.
So, yeah. To James Chan, how often do you use your Xbox One? Be honest. Dude, you make it sound like I'm afraid to be honest with it.
Yeah.
Dude, Look, my Xbox One has gotten most of its use for being a Twitch viewer.
Oh, really?
I just use it to watch because the thing is, for our studio, I'm always unplugging the PS3 and the 360 all over the place and stuff like that, but my Xbox One never gets used, so it's always hooked up to my TV right now.
Wow.
So I can always make it watch Twitch.
Yikes.
So it's my Twitch viewer, pretty much. And then every time a new character comes out in Killer Instinct, I check them out for about like 20 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Yeah, hasn't really been doing much, so. So what do you guys want out of Street Fighter V? Anything you miss in other games that they don't have in Ultra?
Just new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some new subsystem or some new take on some previous subsystem.
Yeah.
That's the major thing.
I remember a long time ago I said I want a fighting game where every character has a different system like built into them, right?
Sure.
That would be kind of cool. That kind of turned out to be Guilty Gear and like Blaze Blue and stuff like that.
Yeah, Blaze Blue, yeah.
Those games are complicated, so they have to be careful with that.
Yeah,
if they do too much new, it'll turn off a lot of people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they do have to be a little careful about that.
Yeah, you're right.
So, okay.
Oh, so Master Series is less random because of longer sets and round robin. What's your predictions now? Yeah, I guess it's less random. My prediction is that Daigo will do really well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to call him to win it. I guess I'd prefer the field if I had to take a choice, just because that's tough to bet on one person considering that lineup.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that really plays to his strengths and not as much to characters like Yun for Kazunoko. I don't know. More like Rose for Luffy, that kind of thing.
Hey, but if you want more details about how we feel about the matchups, just be patient and wait just a little bit. Hey!
Should find out soon!
Yeah, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Okay, Happy New Year, Ultra Chen. What are your fighting game related resolutions? We did this at the end of last year with our best of 2014.
You can check out youtube.com/UltraChenTV for last week's episode where we go over this and also our other awards for 2014.
Yeah, but I mean, a good summary is you want to play more other games, and I just wanted to get back into fighting games, in particular Ultra. I want to play Ultra, and strangely enough, because no one uses Cammy now, I'm actually more excited to play. So.
And both of us also had commentary related, improved commentary.
Yeah, just get better, just keep always getting better. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Why do we think Jiri could be potentially top 5 in the game?
I'm just not sure what she doesn't have.
I guess good tools.
She has good footsie normals. I mean, dude, they made far stand strong cancelable. That button's good.
Mm-hmm.
Great pressure, safe pressure. She has great mobility, good air and ground mobility.
And even before Ultra, some people have said Feng Shui Engine might be one of the best Ultras in the game. Yeah. I just don't think people are maximizing her.
Sometimes, every once in a while, I see a video where somebody comes out with some tech or some video that they took of like random internet guy who's really good, who nobody knows about, who does something crazy with that Ultra.
Yeah,
it's really, really good for sure. I mean, her move speed is great. Her dash is great. Good, projectile game. I don't know what she doesn't have.
I mean, the best way to put it is the reason why I feel like she has top 5 potential is because nobody has proven us otherwise yet. Ibuki, I feel the same way. Hakan, I feel the same way. Fuerte, I feel the same way. I feel like these are all characters that haven't been maximized yet. Like, obviously, there's guys like Infiltration who have maximized Akuma, like Fudos maximized Fei Long. Not saying that they can't get better still, but I'm just saying that they've played him at that high level.
Yeah.
And those are like, for example, 3 characters that are sorely missing that one person to take them to that level, so we can see what they really, really can do.
Her wake up is not the best, but she has an invincible move that's FADCable. Yeah, she has a fine backdash. She has a counter.
Yeah.
Look, is it like
she has a fireball zone.
Akuma wake up? No, but like, it's not like you're Vega.
You're not Cody.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so do we think Guilty Gear will make Evo? It's hard to say right now. It really depends on how it does.
Yeah.
But I think out of all the 3 Arxis games, I should qualify, not Axis, Arxis games. No, Arxis games. There's 3.
Are there?
Yes. Because
Arxis
did not make Unio.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
So this is the confusing part, right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Arxis made Persona, BlazBlue, Guilty Gear. The Melty Blood group made Unio.
Yeah.
But in America, Axis published Guilty Gear and Unio.
Yeah.
But Atlas published BlazBlue and Persona. This is not confusing at all. Arxis, Axis, Atlas. It's not confusing at all.
It works out, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's between those 4, really. In my opinion. And I feel like at most 2 will make it. Maybe 1.
Out of those 4, I would say Guilty Gear has the best chance because it's the newest. But I don't know.
At the same time, Under Night has gotten the most of any of those in a tournament. And at the same time, BlazBlue Grand Finals were ridiculous. How can you not have that game back? Right. So I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
And what was I going to say? I totally forgot. Oh, wait, forget it.
Move on.
Yeah, okay. So, let's see here. Do you think the standard for tournament play should be head-to-head or side-by-side?
Myself, I prefer side-by-side. I feel like head-to-head, I'm just playing online against somebody with a better connection. Like, I don't get all the other cues, which I like. I feel like that's part of it. I want to sit next to somebody and see whether they're sweating or whether they look confident or what.
Right.
I feel like that is important, and I want to trick them with my fake button presses. I'm used to that stuff, and I like it.
We grew up in arcades, right? So it's just natural to us.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even feel like a thing.
We should say specifically American-style arcades. Right, so we're next to people.
But what I'm just going to say is there shouldn't be a standard. This is clay court, grass court. If a tournament is head-to-head, fine. If a tournament is side-by-side, fine. You have to learn to deal with both of it. If what it takes is putting up a chair and draping your team shirt over it, like Cafe ID did, then do it. But whatever the tournament runner does, I like that.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's a good answer.
Okay. So, you folks interested in the upcoming combo breaker replacing UFGT this year? Of course we are. It's run by one of our good friends, the Hado. And he's a super great guy. He does a lot of great things for the community that you don't know about. Like, he's helped design a lot of the Capcom Cup shirts and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, he did the Character Select one, which is super awesome and stuff like that.
He's responsible for a lot of majors getting equipment in the first place, renting out equipment. So, he's got a lot of good roles.
So he's a good guy, and, I'm still sad I never made it to a UFGT, but I'm definitely going to try to make Combo Breaker. Okay. Are there any old fighting games from the 90s you'd want to see brought today? Clay Fighter or Primal Rage?
No. Just no. And I didn't want to see Killer Instinct, although I'm glad that it's turned out well. Look, it's not my game, but I'm glad that so many people like it. It seems like a very likable, fun game.
Yeah.
And very well. I love the character designs. So I'm happy about that. I would have preferred if it wasn't KI, just because I think KI was stupid. But if it was like a new game called something totally else that was like the same game, that would have been great. Do I want it? I don't want a new Primal Rage.
Look, I already said it.
Make a new game.
I already said it on some of the streams where I'm doing combos or whatever like that. I want a new Rival Schools. I just think that would be sick.
Why?
Because you could do something so cool with it.
Why don't you just do that in a new game?
Because I want them to bring it back to the team thing.
Okay.
And they already have teams because they're from the high school. So you could do it with KOF, for example.
Okay.
Force teams and stuff like that. But KOF has already long not been doing that. There hasn't been enough rival school games, I feel like, that you're forced to let them pick any two characters. But I want to see, this high school versus that high school and actually have a scheme where you use all three characters at the same time and like fight. I just think that would be really sick. I don't know.
Combat Tribes. Remember that?
Combat Tribes? Which one was
Combat
that?
Tribes. I never knew how to pronounce it. Combat Tribes?
Yeah.
Combat Tribes?
I know the name. What was the game again?
It's just some crappy 2D fighter, dude. Totally forgettable.
I'm thinking of Tribes, which is the first-person shooter.
Let me see. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I would love to see somebody do Fighter's Destiny rules. This was the 3D fighter game where you got points. So it was 3 points for a knockdown, 1 point for a ring out, etc. There's 4 points for a special knockdown. It was a really interesting idea that almost nobody else, I think there was one other game, and I forget the name of it, but very few games have tried it again, and I feel like that is really ripe for some cool ideas. I don't need it to be Fighter's Destiny, though. It can be whatever. Right. Street Fighter V has that. Great. Who cares? Yeah. I would like to see that mechanic.
Okay. What can you learn from other fighting games? For example, Melee, Vampire Saber, that's applicable to USF4. Is it worth it? Look, I'm just going to say one thing right now. Players back then, it's still, I almost still want to say they were better at fighting games than players today because, so the thing is, the knowledge is obviously way stronger now, right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
But back then, when you lost, you went and played another fighting game because you had to wait a long time before you got back up there, right?
Yeah, for sure.
As a result, you got really good at fighting games because you just played every single one of them. Yeah. And guys, the reason why guys like Justin, like Vi, like Choi, like Watson, and all these guys, like Watson's favorite game is still MVC2, right? The reason why they're so good is because they played all the fighting games, they picked up a lot of things. So whenever they go into a new fighting game, it's like just it ties into the conversation earlier. A lot of people are like, I don't like the way this is different now. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, these guys have been jumping fighting games all over the place. When they go to a new game, it's like, oh, here's a different system. I'll learn to abuse it.
Right.
And in that essence, it helps you.
I agree.
And I remember when Marvel first came out, that's all I played. And then I went back and played Street Fighter, and I remember that season of Wednesday Night Fights was the best Street Fighter 4 season I had ever had, even though I never played. Like, I actually finished top 8 in the season. But it was because Marvel improved my reactions and my speed and stuff like that. So playing other games is always worth it. Always worth it. Keep your main game, so that's the one you focus on. Yeah. But it's always good.
Yeah, there are different things to learn. I think that Marvel is great for teaching execution and for teaching speed, for sure. Mm-hmm. I like 3D games to teach timing and to teach spacing. I like NRS games to teach footsies, which sounds weird, but footsies in that game are all about committing and not having like safe options.
Injustice is really space control heavy.
It's just a very different style, mm-hmm. and that is really applicable to other. Even though you're not committing in the same way with fighting with footsies and other games, you still learn a lot from mm-hmm. how to So each game, each series has something to teach.
So if you can dabble in other games, I would totally recommend it.
Yeah,
totally recommend it. So. Okay, what are your thoughts on Omega Mode? I was an Alpha 2 junkie before USF4, so I think it's great.
Well, I was hoping that it would be competitive, but it really doesn't seem like that.
Yeah.
After investigating it a little bit, it really doesn't seem like that. So I'm probably not going to play it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to fix it either.
Yeah.
I have a funny feeling. But there's already a couple like really broken things like that Gen Infinite and stuff. The Genfinite, as they're calling it. Uh-huh. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. If they're not going to fix it, what are you going to do? You have to ban Gen.
Right. You can't press light kick a bunch of times.
Exactly. Yeah. So, okay. It's fun in training mode.
It is fun in training mode,
yeah. So what Street Fighter characters would you like to see return in Street Fighter V? We talked about that on the show where that Olaf Redlin guested as well. So, look, as long as it's a good balance between returning characters and new characters, I think that's fine.
I want to have as few as possible, but obviously you need returning ones so people can like latch onto the series.
Right.
Whatever the minimum number for that is, then great, do that, in my opinion.
Because, look at the problem with Xrd right now. A lot of people having trouble finding characters to play.
That's true.
Because a lot of them didn't come back, and it kind of turns a lot of people off. So I do see the importance. I know like in Virtua Fighter, Like, especially a game like Virtua Fighter, because when you invest time in a character in Virtua Fighter, you invest time.
Yeah.
So if you go into the new Virtua Fighter and they take your character away, that sucks. It sucks really badly. Same with Guilty Gear, right? That's kind of the same thing. Street Fighter, not so much, because there's archetypes.
Yeah, right.
Right, but I would like to see good divide between them, so.
Yeah, agreed.
Which one's Western cartoon is better, Street Fighters or Darkstalkers?
You're going to have to answer this one, man.
Look, I'm just going to say the Street Fighter cartoon was terrible, okay? Darkstalkers cartoon was slightly better than terrible.
Was it? Okay, I never saw it.
Only reason why I liked it was because they made everybody speak with the right country accents.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Morgan spoke with an Irish accent, and like, Dimitri was Transylvanian.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Lord Raptor actually spoke with an Australian accent. I actually thought that was kind of cool.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but, obviously without the Street Fighter cartoon, we would have never had any of those Switcher videos, which are...
Yeah.
But Switcher also did make one for Darkstalkers as well.
Oh, yeah?
And I watched it, and I was like, this cartoon is way worse than I remember.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I just always remembered one joke made me laugh for some reason. It was the kid, there was a human that I guess is supposed to be the avatar for people watching it, that they can relate to the kid in there.
Oh,
and
I know what you
Felicia
mean.
was the one like guiding him around everywhere, and they run into Morgan, and Morgan tries to attack him or whatever, and like it might have been Donovan who he was talking to at the time, but it was somebody. It was like, he's like, what is that thing, right? And then the guy's response was succubus, and the kid was like, boy, I'll say, or something like that. And I don't know, at the time it made me laugh. I don't know why, but it's like probably because it was a bad pun. But anyways, okay, I revealed too much. Oh man. Okay, next question. Do you think online tournaments will have more impact in 2015 with more of them becoming prevalent?
I don't know. I guess not really.
Really? You don't think so?
Yeah, I think that there will be more of them. But
I think it'll be important. I think
do
it'll
you?
be pretty cool.
I just with Killer Instinct and games that have good netcode, sure.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that it's good enough to. It's good for things like Street Fighter and stuff like that, even Injustice, that kind of thing. Under Night, you can learn matchups. You can learn. You can learn info.
Mm-hmm.
Can you treat it as a serious competition? I mean, if you have to, then sure. If you live in an area where that's the only thing that's practical for you, then that's great. But
I think it's a great
sentence.
I think it's a great secondary thing to have, to give a lot more people opportunity to play in tournaments.
I agree. So, yeah, certainly.
Yeah, I think it'll help
more
expand.
opportunity.
I think it'll help expand the community. So that's why I'm kind of looking forward to it in a way. So, okay. So if you guys are commentating in Canada, can you start out like this? I don't know what this YouTube video
I watched it. It's the start of the Masters, like the golf thing.
Oh, right. Gotcha. I've never watched golf.
Never watched golf.
Never watched
Not
golf.
even a couple. Really, I've watched it a couple of times, and sometimes it can be interesting, but you really have to catch it at the right time.
Okay. I'd have to be Korean to be more into it than Chinese, so.
Why is that? Is that a thing?
Dude, Koreans love golf. Are you kidding me?
Really?
Yeah, golf is a Korean thing. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
totally,
alright. I had no idea.
Totally Korean.
I had no
thing,
idea.
So, yeah.
Have you ever watched car racing? Auto
like
racing?
NASCAR stuff like that?
Yeah, well, that or whatever style. I have. I really enjoy it, actually, going to it.
Oh, going to it.
Yeah. In my home county, this is going to sound like so hillbilly.
You are turning whiter and whiter as I'm
my,
sitting here.
In my home county, where I'm from, we had county fairs, and there were always races, and the races preceded the demolition derbies. So my family would go. Dude, here's the crazy thing about the county where I'm from. It's this weird mix of rich suburbanites
right.
and farm country
Mm-hmm.
and beach bums.
Mm-hmm.
That's the three. So at this county fair, we would go to the animal showing contests, and we would watch. Okay, they're judging whatever animal,
goats and stuff.
And then we would go to another building, and there was a fine art exhibit, and we'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool art for the rich people. And then we'd go We saw the Beach Boys, the remainder of the Beach Boys played there. We saw Demolition Derbies there. It was just like this really crazy mix of people, all at the same thing. I don't know why I got on this train of thought, but anyway, that all happened. Oh yeah, I like racing. There you go. Yeah. I thought of it because it's boring, like golf is, but it's fun anyway.
You know, I'll say one thing though. A lot of these events, as the technology gets better, every time I do see racing on TV and I see the arrows above the cars pointing out who is who and stuff like that, and it follows the cars, I get more fascinated by that technology than anything.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you guys think of the new Tekken character Shaheen? Charlie Shaheen? Is that his name, Charlie Shaheen?
No, I think it's a Charlie Sheen joke.
Oh, okay. And the new ability for 2 players to be on the same side.
So Shaheen, I think, is cool looking. I mean, he looks like just kind of a cool Tekken character, just like Ricky's like a...
I mean, I like the fact that they're trying to include more ethnicities in there. You know, they really need to make the Jewish fighter at this point of time. But, you know, she could attack people with, like, candelabras and dreidels and stuff.
Candelabras,
yeah. Exactly.
That's what we call them.
I don't... Whatever, dude. No, but...
yeah, I like that.
Yeah. What about the playing on the same side?
I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah, I think it's so surprising. I just out of left field for me. I never thought about it, but very interesting. Yeah. Now, obviously, it only works if you have 2 monitors.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but as far as if you have like head-to-head arcade setups, which is presumably what it's being made for, then awesome. What?
Everyone's just calling me off for calling it a candelabra.
Oh, a candelabra, yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously,
over the candelabra.
there was things, you know, like where, you know, sides mattered. I can uppercut better on one side. Do you think it hurts players that way if they just get too comfortable playing on the same side?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe if you get too used to it, yeah, you'll be in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called a Chanukia.
Masters Series predictions for the 21 matches among the 7. Dude, again, just wait.
Just wait. Yeah, we got something coming. We got something in the works.
Stuff coming at you. So, same thing, same question. Camera on one side or the other. What are your reactions to the Cappies?
Did you get a chance to see the results for anything?
I haven't looked at them.
Probably not. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I haven't looked at them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I saw some of them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Low Tier God is like worst FGC member.
Right.
Which is like bizarre. That's such a stupid joke. 'Cause you know who else was on that? You can take a good guess. Like the other people on the worst FGC member list.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't win. It's like bizarre to me. It's so weird. And then the worst commentator. You know who the worst commentators were? Ski Sonic. Okay, I understand. A lot of people don't like him.
Right.
Second was all Smash commentators.
I'm surprised it wasn't me.
Oh, no, you weren't. You weren't. Actually,
I wasn't. I did see that I was not nominated for commentator though.
You were nominated for worst commentator.
Yeah.
But you're UltraChen, and UltraChen got 3rd place in best commentators.
UltraChen is the combination of us.
Well, okay, fine, but I'm saying that you were
you're
up there. You're not gonna accept that?
No,
oh, okay, fine. Fine. The best player list for that thing was completely off the wall. It was, I don't know if you saw it, but it was just like, look, Alex Myers was on there. He seems like a very nice kid, but that's just ridiculous. There you go.
Okay. Let's see.
I mean, I like Ski as a commentator a lot, and I think he's done an awesome job with Persia lately. That's my favorite Marvel pairing, for sure. But I understand that a lot of people don't like him.
So. Dude, a lot of people asking about the same side technology. All right, so let's go back to here. All right, it's a new year. What are the best games to learn fighting game fundamentals and why? I would say Street Fighter 4 right now.
Yeah?
Because it's the most... Footsies are the strongest in that one. You can get away with the least amount of shenanigans in that game. Even though there are plenty of shenanigans, Vortex and stuff like that. But a lot of other games... Like Street Fighter, you'll get less far being a training mode monster than you will a lot of other games. Like if you sit there and learn Zato's traps and stuff like that, or Milia's mix-ups, or Zero... Right, you can win even though you're not learning fundamentals.
Ibuki.
Yeah, but like I said, there are certain characters that are like that. But for the most part, it has the least amount of that than all of them.
I think my answer would be that any of them. I think any of them is as good or not as good.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the current new ones. Maybe Under Night. I don't know, but yeah, it's really just whichever is interesting to you, because that's how you'll learn the best. Is you'll be playing something you like, and you'll want to get better at it, and in doing so, you will learn what's important.
Right.
So.
Okay. I main T-Hawk and Ultra, looking for a new game. What other games have similar low execution grappler Oki characters that I should try?
Wait, hold on. Looking
So
for a new
what
game.
other games have similar
Low execution grappler
grapplers?
Oki characters.
Yeah.
You definitely want to check out Wald in Under Night. Pretty low execution. Nothing's terribly difficult.
And he's like top tier.
And very good. Tager is that's he has some tough stuff.
Yeah.
But you can get away without doing some of it. So
Yeah.
What
about Injustice?
Bane for sure.
Yeah,
Bane is a great answer to that. Nothing he does is difficult for sure. He's very easy.
Okay. What is a game-changing mechanic you'd like to see in Street Fighter V?
Hagar, I don't know. Well, even Hagar has tough stuff. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
What's a game-changing mechanic you'd like to see in Street Fighter V?
Oh, well, we kind of addressed this before, but personally, I would just like to see something new. I don't have any like preconceived ideas about what I think would be good.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see something that's new or a new take on something.
Yeah. Okay. James, what do you do for a living? What are your thoughts on... David, what are your thoughts on 1.40 GIF?
Okay.
I'm a programmer. It's not exciting at
James
all.
Chen, computer.
Yeah, exactly. Not exciting at all, so...
My thoughts on 1.04 is Zangief. He just has different matchups in my view. Some are worse. Now his only punish on El Fuerte's Quesadilla Bomb without meter is standing medium kick.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough. That sucks. Same things against like Akuma, he can't punish sweep anymore. That sort of stuff. So some of them got worse. Others got better. Others are better for sure. You can do jab green hand to nullify projectiles. It's really, really good. Some characters as far as I've seen so far, some characters have very tough times with it. As far as the pressure thing is different. So he's in my view, he's better when he gets into your face, because when he does, for example, like two normals in the green hand, he now ends up in his own hit and SPD range, but outside of your grab range.
Right.
And he can still option select crouching jab into medium punch, green hand, or jab, depending on character.
Yeah, and P.S. by the way, no more questions, please, because we...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we have a lot, and we're running out of time, so...
And, but at the same time, it's harder for him to get in some matchups, because he can't just do, like, whiff punish, far stand, short jab, green hand anymore. Right. So he's better up close and a little bit worse from far, which totally sounds like Zangief to me, and that's totally fine.
Yeah. I mean, in the end, I don't think his tiers changed much.
I think he's basically the same. Yeah, I agree with that. Just slightly different matchups.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay. Oops. All right. Okay, back to the questions here. Let's see here. Okay. So if a link between moves is greater than 1 frame, does the frame in which you do the link change the amount of frame advantage on hit? No. No. It will never... The only way it'll change it is if, depending on the timing you hit the button, happens to cause them to reel into the move a little bit or something like that. But it's a very rare case. Very rare case. But no, it does not, because you will still hit on the first active frame. And so the only way you can change frame advantage on hit and block is if it hits on later active frames. And if you're linking slower or earlier, it's always going to hit on the same active frame, which is the first active frame. So, no, it will not change it. It's a good question, actually. I really like that one. So, Shankar asks, do you think you deserved your best commentator cappy, and asking me to play Ramlethal?
I didn't win that. That was Eris.
Yeah, Eris got the first place, right?
Which is cool with me.
You got second, right?
Yeah.
So, and third, technically. So.
Yeah. But you got third too, although you're not willing to accept it.
I think you carried it.
Come on.
Yeah. And I thought about playing Ramlethal, but she's kind of strange, and I heard she's kind of flowchartish, but I don't know. I might try her again. I might go back to her again. So, but I'm really just trying to find character right now. So.
Yeah, I've tried to mess with her. She just seems very awkward for me.
Yeah. So imagine if the concept of custom moves from Smash 4 started moving into other fighting games. What would you think? As long as they're easy to unlock, let's do it.
Yeah, for
sure. As
Absolutely.
long as and if you can make
and
sure
balanced.
they're balanced. Yeah.
Those 2 things are met. Awesome.
Exactly.
Everybody has access to them.
Yes.
Those 3 things are met.
Yeah.
Then let's
They're
do
just there right away.
Yeah.
None of this crappy unlocking stuff. So.
Yeah. You don't have to pay for them.
So in Street Fighter V, there's different animation for attacks hitting and whiffing. Yeah, I kind of noticed that a little bit. Yeah. Do you think it would be good if recovery changed as well? It's really interesting that someone mentioned this because it's actually something. If Tekken didn't have chains, I think it would have been great for Tekken, in particular, because of the concept of taking turns. If you had a move block in Tekken, it's worse if you have a move blocked because most of the time you're more negative than other games, right? So if there was an animation where it was like Samurai Showdown where it was blocked and you pinged off of it and it looked like you were now more on the defensive,
I see.
I think that would actually help the game.
I see.
But
That would
from
be cool.
a technical standpoint, it's impossible because if I just do kick, but it's a chain that I can go kick punch, then I can't do kick punch on block because it'll go kick boing, right? So it's and obviously you can chain a little bit afterwards on some moves after the hit.
Right.
So technically it's not possible. So I think in this kind of situation, if block stun already in Street Fighter 4 is already more negative, right? So now if the animation reflects it and they can kind of tweak it even a little bit more, I think that would be kind of cool actually.
Interesting.
It would be more visual feedback and I think that's good.
Okay.
I think that's good. So, okay. Your top 16 Capcom 2015 predictions?
Dang.
Jeez.
Hopefully that it happens again.
Look,
we know the tour's happening, but
look, I hope if there is one, I hope Smug's in it.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's one of the guys I wanted to see the most in there that wasn't there. So.
Yeah. I don't know. That's tough for me to say, but that would be great to see. Though, yeah, any of those 3 would be great.
Okay, cool. Okay, who do you like for the 1K Kit Invitational? Includes K-Brad, Jay Wong, Ricky, Sanford, Dominion, Rico Suave, Perfect Legend, others.
Have you seen that Justin Wong is finally doing Rose?
Oh, yeah!
He busted Snake Eyes 6-1 in grand finals of whatever tournament they were at.
Oh, at the UGC tournament, right?
Yeah. And in the last couple games, it was just like roundhouse.
That sounds so much like Justin.
Right? And then it's like so crazy that he hasn't done that before.
I'm like mentally reeling in pain just thinking about Justin doing that. Because he did that to Marn one time too. Because Marn was when they were going to Japan and he wanted to help Marn practice against potential Luffy. I was not Japan, Europe, when they were going to do that round robin thing, remember? And he wanted to help him, and Marn at the time was playing Viper.
Okay.
And Rose blew up Viper because everything she did avoid seismos.
Oh, wow.
And he just sat there and just hit roundhouse until Marn died, like over and over and over again. And Marn was like, "This is so stupid!" Like, dude, so painful sounding. But finally.
So if Justin takes Rose seriously, I basically like him over humans, like more or less. So if that's happening, then I like Justin. But if he doesn't do that, then somebody else.
Yeah. Okay. In SF4, the idea of top tier is really hard to point out. But that because of the mechanic of the... Oh, but is that because of the mechanic or of the game or the characters?
I would say just the characters. I don't think that the mechanics of the game lend themselves to evening things out.
In a way, I kind of think there is a little bit of that. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with characters, so it definitely is more characters. Yeah. But the mechanics of the game, like, if you're good at frame traps, you can frame trap with pretty much any character, right? Except maybe a few of them have really bad frame traps. But in general, a lot of stuff kind of applies. So I think a little bit is game mechanic, but most of it is characters. Okay. Because, I mean, we've seen how unbalanced Street Fighter 4 has been.
In the past, sure.
Yeah, in the past. So just look at AE. Mechanics aren't going to do anything to help that one. So, yeah. Okay. So what would you consider an ideal roster size for fighting games? Thoughts on DLC characters in fighting games?
I really like sub 20. Like around 20. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good number. It's enough that everybody can find a character style that they like, but not so many that you have to learn.
How many were in Third Strike?
17, I would say.
17?
Either 17 or 19.
Okay.
One of those two.
Yeah, something around there is probably pretty good. Because the thing about it is 44 characters in Ultra right now. The reason why the good thing about it is character variety, cool. You can find someone you like. bad thing about it is you have to learn 44 matchups now.
Right.
And that just makes the game even that much more daunting. I mean, look at League of Legends. When you have to learn, like, oh, this guy's in my lane. Now I have to learn, like, I mean, fortunately, the characters have 3 attacks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but...
I played that game for months, and I was still playing against characters that I didn't know what they did. It was annoying.
Yeah.
It was annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, Street Fighter 4, I like that there are many different characters, and I like to be able to play Zangief, Hugo, T-Hawk, and Hakan, but they don't all need to be there. Well, Hakan is different enough, but those 3, Zangief, Hawk, Hugo, they're like the same character with very slight tweaks.
Yeah,
and same with Ryu and Evil Ryu and even Ken, you know, slight tweaks. So it's cool to see those slight tweaks, but I mean, they're basically the same characters.
Yeah, okay.
So
cool. So with players like Fab beasting with Potemkin, isn't the game more player than tier driven, or is that just me being a fanboy? I mean, this just goes back to the whole Kuroda argument again, that Kuroda kills everyone with Q and third strike. Oh, so obviously the game's bad. No, it's not. It's not a balanced game. Yeah. There's nothing balanced about third strike at all. Right. And it's just because Kuroda's ridiculous, right? There are going to be those players that just meld with characters so well. And I mean, look, Rufus has the best tournament performance in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Rufus is mid at best.
Yeah.
And it's only because he's being played by Justin.
He has never been top tier.
Yeah, except maybe Vanilla.
Even then, I don't think he was up there with Akuma, Sagat,
really?
Seth. No, I think he was just below
okay,
that.
Okay. So, yeah, there are going to be players who will make you think that the tiers don't exist. Yeah. But, look, I love execution. I'm never going to learn 6K Hammerfall Feint, 6K Hammerfall Feint, 6K Hammerfall Feint, 6K. I don't even know how it... Because, like, the only way I can cancel 6K into Hammerfall Feint is if you chain into it. Because the hit stun block stun of the first move gives you extra charge frames.
Yeah.
Right? So you can do low kick towards kick and then start charging. And his kick, wait, and then he comes out. Right. And then I can get it.
Right.
So I don't know what the hell he's doing. I do not know what the hell he's doing. That's just all I'm going to say. So, okay.
Man, Kuroda with Chun-Li, stop having third strike tournaments.
Yeah, right? Exactly. And he almost did it with Akuma that one time. You mentioned, right? So, what's your favorite AGDQ run so far? We talked about it a little bit earlier, and I just haven't seen enough of it to really have one so far. So
I think that mine would be... the lost levels. Lost levels.
The one that just happened.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Okay. And then there was one more that I really liked, and now I can't remember. Well, I brought up perspective, but there was something that I liked more than that, and I can't remember.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. What do you guys think of the return of Scoop Newsman and the FGCNN?
Yeah, I'm glad that this was asked, but it's not going to make a difference if I deny it. I'm not...
No, but he's not asking if you're Scoop
Okay,
Newsman.
fair enough.
Dude, you jumped on that really fast, didn't you, David?
God, that was so suspicious,
didn't you, David?
I'm not
trying. You just jumped on that so fast.
That was so suspicious.
It was a question about Scoop Newsman. Are we glad FGCNN has returned? And you jumped on that so fast.
I didn't... That was the exact opposite. Great, thanks, James. Thanks.
I think. Man. I mean, it's hit or miss so far. I mean, right now, Beat Good Story is the one who's been writing most of the stuff, right?
And what was the one that?
He had the Watson one, the Maximilian.
The Max. I really like the Max.
Yeah, the Maximilian one was really good. The Watson one was kind of meh,
I agree with that.
But yeah, so.
I agree with that.
But yeah, so we'll see.
Man, I feel bad for whoever does that because everybody thinks it's me. And it's not. And I'm not involved in any way. And so somebody's out there doing all this cool work, hard work, and like I'm in the limelight. I'd be mad.
Well, obviously he's not revealing himself, so I don't think he's that mad. He probably
I'd still be mad
too.
Though.
Okay.
I would at least want people to say like, "Who is it?" rather than being like, "It's David."
Okay, fair enough.
Why don't people think I'm smart? You know, that kind of thing.
Well, so do you think Sony will try to sneak a Sony branded character in Street Fighter V since they're so heavily backing it?
I hadn't thought about it.
I hadn't thought about that either.
Why wouldn't it be surprising? I suppose.
Yeah, but I mean, like, who would they like? apologies to everyone who's worked on it, but I mean, look, how many great characters were put in the PlayStation All-Stars in the first place?
Oh, look, that was a fun game that had zero character character
like,
likability.
are we gonna have Fat Princess in Street Fighter?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
know,
Who was even the characters in that game? I liked the game. It was like
Kratos, the guy from God of War.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's a Penny Arcade comic. Sorry, I did not quote.
There was the guy from Uncharted.
Yeah, Nathan Drake.
And there was the guy from where he has superpowers and he like flies around.
He was in Cross Tekken as well, right?
Yeah.
Same guy, right?
Yeah. Oh, maybe they had him in Cross Tekken.
Right. But
what's that dude's name? It was like something totally forgettable. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Cross Tekken having him is like a sign that they're willing to do it.
The infamous Cole. That's what it was.
Cole.
Yes. Thank you.
They had Cole and Evil Cole. Anyway.
Okay.
Nobody cares about those characters. Fun game though.
I just fought a T-Hawk tonight that played like a complete asshole. How do you mitigate randomness in fighting games?
Yes.
I mean, look, I can't be nice about this, right? Like, players can play like assholes because you let them.
Bing.
Right? There's nothing cheap. Like, if that T-Hawk player tried to play like that against Justin would destroy him. Right? It's one of those situations where you just have to accept the fact that you need to start playing stronger or figure out what's going on more.
Think about randomness like that as just being like some little animal. It's like some little rabbit animal. And all you gotta do is find some little cage and just stand outside the cage. That's the whole thing. So if T-Hawk is doing like random pile driver or dragon punch when you're up close, don't be there.
Yeah.
Don't be up close.
Exactly.
Like things like that. And
if he's getting in close, then there's something wrong. You shouldn't even be having to worry about the randomness of the uppercut or the SPD. You should be worrying about why he's getting in. It
Correct.
feels like it's random once he gets in because of that, but it's really because you let him in. So there's always a different cause than you think. If someone's being random, you're letting them be that way. So
God, that was a sick analogy.
It was a sick analogy,
right?
actually. That's why I was just like smiling and nodding. I was like, that's pretty good.
I should start like writing.
Dude, you have the funniest Facebook wall ever, right? So
I think it's the funniest. Look, here's a...
You would win the Ultra Davids for the funniest wall.
Totally would. But I'll tell you what gets me a little going though is that our actual stand-up comic friend Paul, he likes a lot of my statuses.
Yeah, he does. He does. Oh man. Okay.
Anyway.
Oh well, we already covered this. Just stay tuned. There will be some stuff that we'll be talking about. That's what is your favorite game mechanic from an older fighting game? I know I have an answer to this, and I can't think of it now. I know I have an answer to this question. I remember there was like a couple of really cool mechanics from older games that I really liked that I really wish they would bring back, but I can't think of anything now, so I have no answer, unfortunately. You?
I don't know. Barry? No.
I hate
Not
you.
Barry.
Okay. Thank you. Now you're cool again. Do we think Street Fighter V will replace Street Fighter 4 like in the past SF games? I mean, look, I don't think that things should be replaced at all. Like, I was glad MVC2 is making a comeback because that should have never stopped being played in the first place, right? But if it does happen to replace, I mean, if it gets big, if it's good, and people stop playing Street Fighter 4 because Street Fighter 5 is so good,
yeah,
why am I going to complain?
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm totally down for it. So
it doesn't always happen. People still play Super Turbo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It happened with Third Strike, and it happened with the alphas, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
And there are still other games that are still played from olden times, so it's possible. And certainly SF4 has been more popularly played than any of those previous, well, other than probably ST, but the alphas and Third Strike, it's more popular than that. So there's a greater chance that it survives, I think.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Any takes on what future fighting games can implement to educate and appeal to newcomers? Seems like there's little effort. Yes.
You have some good.
I have
good thoughts.
very, very strong opinions on that one, and in fact, I have tried talking to some key people about that, and I have sent them long emails. So, we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
But yeah, honestly, to me, the key to teaching people to play fighting games is to make them learn without letting them know they're learning. That makes sense. That's my key thing, because
that makes sense.
We both said this on Twitter, right? Tutorials are the most interesting to people who know everything in the tutorial already.
Right.
When you see the option select for the throw in Guilty Gear in the tutorial, the people who that resonates most with are people who already use it or know what it does.
Yeah, and still very important, I think, but they target people like us who already play.
Right. And then the other problem is once you finish the tutorials, I mean, Viserius told me that he went back and played a tutorial again a second time. I can't imagine why. But seriously, like, how many players honestly go play the tutorial again? Because after you finish the tutorial and you get the trophy or the achievement for completing the tutorial, you never touch the tutorial ever again.
I mean, Viserius is like top 10 lab monsters.
Right, exactly.
So I mean, that makes total sense to me, but that's very few people, for sure.
Yeah, like, that's why I don't like tutorials, because you'll play them once when you don't know anything, learn nothing from them, and never go back to them ever again. Because the option select for throw, for example, will resonate with you if you keep whiffing hard, heavy slash, and keep getting punished, and then you go back to it and you're like, oh, now I know why you'd want to do this. If that's never happened to you, you're going to be like, what?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, so, okay. So I just picked up Guilty Gear Xrd and can't find a character I like. Should I just wait for DLC or just play the character I'm learning? Find a character that you're going to go with, and if there's a character find the character that you dislike the least, honestly, and just keep playing it that way, right? Like, honestly, I might just go with Kai at this point in time. We had no one playing Kai at the house of Xrd here in SoCal, so no one was playing Kai. We had a Soul. Like I said, we had Alpha, we have Venoms.
Who's playing Soul?
It was I forgot what his name was. Brandon, I think is his name, but he's learning the game, but he's playing Soul.
Cool.
And no one was playing Kai. And like I said, he seems kind of interesting now with that thing that you can plant and shoot fireballs through. So yeah, I might pick him up just for that reason. So yeah, that also could help if there's no characters you like and you have a particular scene and no one's using a character. Just be like, hey, I'll take one for the team. I'll learn this character so we can all practice this character.
Cool.
So okay. Let's see here. James, I read you are an expert for this. What are the inputs for mashing out of Hypergrav Tempest in MVC2? This is actually one of the best mashy ones. This is actually mashing as fast as you can. From what I remember from topplayers.net.
Oh, yeah?
Which was, of course, Shady K, Genghis, Clockwork, I think was those guys. But they had always recommended the washboard method of mashing. Which doesn't work on pad very well, but which is just basically.
That's why people wear gloves, right? You wear a glove.
Some people wear gloves when they play Marvel, but that's honestly they say that's like the best way. And you mash it for a very short period of time and then block, because if you shake out right away and keep mashing, you're just going to get hit by the combo and reset the damage anyway. And if you don't escape right away, you're not getting away from it. So mash super fast, like right before Hypergrav connects. Like you see Hypergrav super, and then right when the thing starts, just go boom, and then just block. That's what I remember seeing from the video. So yeah. Oops.
Oh no, some tweet died.
Yep. I don't know what this means.
Taco Tuesday at Del Taco from Max Oxnard. Ooh, man. Somebody who knows a little bit maybe about Ventura County Fair.
Oh.
And all the craziness that goes on there, but I don't know what Del Taco is about.
Okay, is backdashing too strong a defensive option in Street Fighter 4? Would backdashes be better with less invincibility or no aerial property? It's a very beginner-friendly defensive tactic.
It's true.
And it's kind of the reason why I do like it, being in there, because it gives everyone kind of this option. And like you said, it's one of the ways that option selects are nice, because it kills that option, right? If you're really good at the low jab sweep option select, then you don't even have to worry about backdashes.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good way to put it. I like them at a lower level because they're a good way for people to not get frustrated and stay out. Mm-hmm. And then I like them at a higher level too. Now that we have option selects to blow them up. But obviously there's still a mix-up, because you can't just jump in with the same option select every time, then there's no mix-up. So you have to mix it up, and so people can still backdash in some cases. So I like that, but I hated them before option selects. And in fact, that hate was part of why I started to look into things like option selects, because this is stupid. So.
I mean, it's funny to me because, like, backdashes having invincibility, people hate that, right?
Yeah.
But people also hate uppercut FADC, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do is walk up someone when they're about to uppercut and backdash.
That's funny.
Right? You use the stupidity to beat the stupidity.
No,
this is what I mean. Funny. Like, you understand the game and then whatever, right? So you walk up to them, they have 2 meters, you're going to uppercut, backdash, and now I use my invincibility to beat the other stupid things. So it all works out in the end. So
yeah. Okay.
What is it about fighting games that you enjoy the most?
Ooh. For me, it is the varied and fast-paced strategy. Definitely strategy is number one. And I've thought about getting into other strategy games in the past. Like, I played chess for a while and stuff like that. But the thing that I really like about fighting games is just how varied the options are right from the start. I mean, look, I played Brood War and I played Warcraft 3 a lot, especially War 3. And the fact that there were 20 characters in a game versus 3, or 4, even though those characters, aka races, had a bunch of different units, I still found more variety for myself in fighting games, and that's what kept me. So strategy plus variety.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks to say it this way, but if you haven't yet got to that point where you played that one match against your opponent and you guys know you're trying to outthink each other the whole entire time, and you're super outsmarting each other at the same time, and it's going back and forth, and it's a really close match. I mean, if you haven't experienced that yet, that's what you're aiming for. Because once you experience that in a fighting game, that is when you first realize just how awesome it is. And in those situations, those are the ones where when you lose, you don't care that you lose. You're just like, good shit, you know what I mean? So that's why I like playing fighting games. So
I hear you. I hear you.
Okay, if you had to pick one each, what are your favorite special moves and why? That's an interesting one.
Pile driver?
Yeah, weirdly enough, that's one of the first ones that came to my mind too, spitting pile driver. Just because it's like the Snake Eyes philosophy, right? You don't even need to use it to have it be super effective. And it's just kind of neat that way.
Yeah, that's I'm gonna go with pile driver.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
But maybe specifically Tager's version of it, because I really like that. It's just cool looking to me.
Oh, yeah, okay. How can I teach my friend how to get in his opponent's head when he plays? Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Okay.
How can I teach my friend to get into his opponent's head? It's really, okay. The best way to talk about this, actually, and I've talked about this in some First Attack episodes before, the beginner mentality when you play a fighting game is always to pay attention to your character, because that is what you do in every video game. You use your character and you dodge things and you react to things, or you control him to do that. The weird thing about fighting games is you actually should be watching your opponent's character more than you're watching your own character. You should be paying attention to them. If you see them do dive kick, then you're building information and stuff like that. If you want to get into your opponent's head, start paying attention to the opponent character and always be reacting to him. It's actually why I suck at Marvel, because I'm a training mode monster. So every time I play, I just want to do my thing.
Okay.
And every time I stop and try to predict what my opponent's doing, I do better, but then I just revert right back into training mode and then I die.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely pay attention more to your opponents.
Good answer, man.
There you go. What fighting styles would you like to see represented in Street Fighter 5? I want to see a Jewish guy attacking people with candelabras.
As long as he says candelabra.
Candelabra!
He can do a prayer, but instead of saying Hanukkah in it, he can say candelabra. I just want to look. There's just as many varieties as possible. I think you should have a show. You should do all the ones that are now. Yeah. You should have a Shoto. You should have a grappler. You should have a zoner. You should have a pressure character, mid-range character, air character.
Right. I mean, again, you remember, I love it when they are based off of real fighting styles, right?
Right.
So anything that's kind of new. Like, I like the fact that Taekwondo and Turkish oil wrestling was introduced, as inaccurate as the Turkish oil wrestling probably is. But, you know, there was this random Facebook fight video where I saw people, like, they were, like, having a slap war. Where like these guys were fighting and one guy would like back up and jump up in the air and like try to do some dive slap to the other guy.
A dive slap.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Like I saw
Wow.
this video, like dude, if you created a character who just ran around and slapped people like that, I think that would be awesome.
You know, Hakan already only does slaps.
Oh, that's right. He open palm stuff. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, here's a chance. Krav Maga.
Yeah.
We can finally get a member of the tribe in there. Except for, I feel like that would be better for. Yeah, and then he brings together a lot of that would be better for Mortal Kombat though, because Krav Maga is just like so vicious.
Right.
That,
Yeah.
I mean, I learned it for a while. Day one, we learned how to choke people out, and by the end of the week, I knew how to gouge eyes out.
Oh, seriously?
I was a teenager, and it was being taught at my synagogue, so.
Wow.
It's a pretty screwed up thing. It's like for war.
Right.
It's not like for fun. So I don't know if that would work for Street Fighter, but anyway.
Okay. Let's see.
Dive slap.
Would you guys ever play some old games via Fightcade on stream? See, I would love to play some of the old games and stuff like that. I'm too busy trying to learn these new games, man. Like, honestly, if I'm playing anything online right now, I'd be playing Xrd or Ultra online.
Yeah.
I mean, I could try to play Uniel, but dude,
you gotta arrange a match first.
The last time I tried to go on Uniel, you know, you can training mode while you wait.
Yeah.
I forgot I was in matchmaking because it was like over an hour, and then all of a sudden someone challenged me, and I was like, "What the hell?" I fully forgot I was in matchmaking. But it'll change when the US one comes out, hopefully.
Hopefully. I myself would stream all the time if I didn't have the world's worst internet. It's just a really bad connection, so I cannot both play online and stream.
Dude, you should just come here, dude. You don't live that far, and you won't even be bothering me anymore, right? Because I'll be upstairs. Because keep in mind, he bothers me every time.
That's actually pretty smart.
Dude, you can
I do that?
Yeah, dude. If you want to come here and stream, dude, you are totally welcome to come here and stream anytime you want.
Wow. Maybe I will.
I can give you keys to this thing. And you don't even need keys to my home.
I work like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to come here and stream, dude, and stream on UltraChen, I'll teach you how to do all this stuff.
Yeah, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is a new resolution for 2015.
Sure, I like it.
Do that. So. Okay. Do you think the Master Series will lose a lot of viewers by going only PPV? Probably.
Of course. It'll have fewer viewers than if it weren't PPV.
Yeah. But I'll tell you right now. It's the first time someone tweets, "Oh my God, did you see Kazunoko versus Peppadai?" You know, you're just gonna be sitting there like, "God damn it!"
Because I know that happens for me with Topanga. I see people posting about it, and I'm like, I want to see it so badly.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Topanga, I would actually pay to watch if it were in A, my time zone, and 2, like, we could.
Yeah, we can't.
Like, because it just doesn't work for
it doesn't
US.
Take our credit cards.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't. But yeah, anyway, it would be cool.
How would you guys feel about commentating one of Vi's online tournaments, even if it's just one of you guys randomly? Look, he's planning to do a bunch of Wednesday night fights online and stuff like that. He's already talked to me about like trying to commentate those stuff. So I will look. David would be able to come to my home, and we would be able to commentate Wednesday night fights from our home, and then drive home in like 5 minutes. Well, you would. I would just walk upstairs, right? That would be fantastic. I would do that all day. I will do that all day.
That sounds awesome. I gotta say.
So yeah. I'm totally game. Game. So do you want to get into this one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
I mean,
because this is a long question. It's a long answer, I guess. You know, potentially.
I really like him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great guy, first of all. But even on top of that, I really like what he does for fighting games. He brings in people who are not otherwise interested.
Yes.
He brings in younger people. He brings in people who just have sort of a less deep interest, at least at the start, in fighting games, and he can help bring them in. I mean, at tournaments, more than a couple of times, I've seen young kids there, 10, younger than 10, and they're there to talk to Max,
Mm-hmm.
to get Max's autograph and stuff like that, and I feel like he does that better than anybody else in fighting games. Appeal to younger people and to casual people, and those are very important crowds for getting new players. Those are super important pools to tap from. So.
I mean, look, we do commentary. We try to gear it towards more of the masses a lot of the times, right? But we almost, I don't know about you, I never get the tweet that says, because of you, I bought Street Fighter. Most of the people who are watching us already play Street Fighter. Right. Or at least own it and have messed with it, right? Sure. But I see Max retweet a lot, like, because of you, I bought Guilty Gear. Yeah, because of you, I bought Marvel. Because of you, I bought Street Fighter.
And it's so many different games. I saw that with Mortal Kombat and Injustice, and I have all the anime games. And Street,
I mean, he might not be 100% accurate on everything, but hell, neither are we, especially me. Everyone calls me out on being wrong about stuff all the time. It's like my reputation now, right? But, like, it doesn't matter. That part is not the important part. The important part is that he brings in new people. He's exposing a lot of people to the fighting games, and I think that's super important.
It's very important. Yeah, and I certainly am not upset at him for getting nice donations and things like that. I see people tweet me sometimes like, "Did you hear how Max got a whatever amount donation? How stupid is that?" And that's ridiculous. He works so much.
He works like 80 to 100 hours.
He works more than I do, for sure. I'm a lawyer. He works more than I do, for sure. He is constantly making a video or editing a video or uploading a video or interfacing with fans, which might not sound like it's work, but it can be work.
Hey, look, I used to make combo videos. I used to make trailers. So the two most painful things I've ever done in terms of anything fighting game related is rendering video. Super painful, especially when it gets like 90% through after like 2 hours and then it explodes and your computer dies.
Yeah, I've been there.
2, just doing audio work for streams. Holy crap, that's hard. That's a pain in the ass. Audio work for streams.
I bet.
But
seems like it.
But dude, rendering video sucks, and editing video. He's editing constantly and stuff like that.
He's like making scripts and stuff. I mean, he just has
a lot of work. So.
There's so much work. So I'm stoked for him whenever he gets something nice.
Yeah. I mean, you may have some personal issues with him or whatever like that. And you may have specific things that you don't like about him, but you can't argue what he's doing for the fighting game community. That's how I feel about it. So
yep. I agree with that.
Oops, that's a repeat question. So we have a few more. Do you want to just?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we're so like deep into the
no more questions, guys. Again, so. Okay, so next one. Where do you see the European FGC going in the next few years? Dude, they're already better than US. Right? I think he just asked that just to make us sad.
Yeah, they're already better. And they'll probably still get better.
Yeah. I don't think there's a problem with it. And not only that, but I always see a lot of messages from people trying to start more communities and bigger things there. So, yeah, European FGC is fine. They're doing great.
Seems good.
So, do I think Street Fighter V is too slow for a 2D fighter? We don't know anything about
it's an alpha, man. Come on.
Yeah, we don't know anything that's going on, and they can change everything so easy now, right? I'm still trying to figure out how Mike did this. So he sped up Skullgirls, right? He actually increased the speed of the game. Yeah. So you know when they did that in ST, it would cause frame skipping, right? He said that he increased it so that there was no frame skipping, that it just plays exactly the same except faster and stuff like that. I still don't know how the hell he did that.
That's a good question.
Like, I thought he would have had to speed up all the normal moves and stuff like that.
He just, like, take out frames here and there?
Either that, or maybe he just has the ability... You know what? Maybe he has the... Maybe he set in his engine how long a frame lasts. If you set a frame to last 1...
I see what you mean.
And then you set it to 0.9, then everything is shifted 0.9. Dude, that's ingenious if that's what he did. Dude, Mike is amazing. Seriously. I don't even know if that's what he did, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be something like that. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, well,
thanks.
Thank you. Marco says, not a question, just saying you guys are freaking awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it. since Charlie's returning in Street Fighter 5, who would you like to see return as well? We've already kind of covered a lot of this.
People are so interested in Street Fighter 5. It was just announced, and we don't know when it's coming out. Well, generally, but somewhere between a year and 2 years. So I don't know. It's very far off, and I'm not that concerned with it, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm not even thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
It's not even really on my mental radar.
I never think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like Killer Instinct? If so, which are your favorite characters? Look, I actually like the game.
Indeed.
Right? I know... See, here's the problem. You're making a Killer Instinct has to have combo breakers.
Yeah.
So what they have made in it for a game with combo breakers, I really think they did a great job.
I 100% agree with that.
And I think the characters are really interesting.
I totally agree with that.
Keats is designing... He's always creative. He comes up with a lot of interesting things. So I like a lot about the game. I really, really like... I just haven't had time to play it, and it requires me to use a console that I never use, you know.
I mean, I don't like the combo engine.
Yeah.
It's not interesting to me. But that said, I totally agree with you that if you have to have a combo breaker in it, and they did, then they did like just about the best job that they could have.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing as like we were talking about Guilty. Like, is that my game? I don't think so, but it seems very good, and I certainly understand why people are interested in it. In the same way with Killer Instinct, it seems like if you're interested in mix-ups, that should be an amazing game for you.
Right.
You should really like it.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I mean, I think that Double Helix did a great job. I think Iron Galaxy is doing a good job continuing with it. So I'd like to see it have more success.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, definitely the biggest hindrance is just the console. The game itself would have obviously so many more players but you know, anyway.
So what characters that weren't in Street Fighter 4 would you like to see in Street Fighter 5?
Oh, well, we've talked about this a little bit. I would really like to see some of the Third Strike characters in Street Fighter 5. They don't need to be the same character, okay? I would like 12, but I understand that a lot of people don't like 12 the character. But I would love to see a flying character in Street Fighter again. I would really like to see a different take on Aegis Reflector stuff. I feel like that's very interesting. Like there are things like that, and it doesn't even need to be the same character itself, but some of those gameplay ideas I think would do really well. I'd love to see them again.
Yeah. I mean, obviously a fan favorite. Everyone wants Alex back. Right?
Sure, Alex.
I love Armika, so I would like to have her be in there. Karen's another character would be cool to have in there, but you know, these are all like very corny answers. A lot of people have said these characters, and in fact, this is the way my brother's brain works.
Okay.
He actually counted the number of characters that were in Street Fighter games, like period. Just like Alpha 3. He didn't count CVS 2, right? So he just counted the Street Fighter games. And he actually figured out that Street Fighter 4 has like 2/3 of all of them in there. Like it already has a lot of the characters in there. So there's not that many left really to want to put back in there. Most of them are from Third Strike.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And a few Alpha characters, and that's it, right? But mostly everybody's there. Which really surprised me when he came up with such a low number, and like we already had 44. I was like, what? So yeah. Will we see any more adequate adventures? We did that because we wanted to take breaks before, but we just didn't take any breaks anymore because we've already canceled all of our Mondays like constantly. But we always do Tuesdays. There's really no reason to cancel the Tuesdays. They haven't really getting in our way. There was a couple of games that I really wanted to do for an adequate adventure, so I don't know. Maybe it'll come back again at some point in time. We had the Bari Bari Ball, which I really wanted to play. I wanted the Senki no Ronde game that I wanted to play and stuff like that, which aren't necessarily fighting games. But maybe.
I mean, if I come over here more often and stream, I'll probably just turn those into episodes.
Yeah, and I could probably just come down here and just join in for whatever like that. Yeah, absolutely. So, so hopefully. And let's see.
That's a good way to close out. I don't know what that means, but I'll take it.
UltraChenTV is giving Mapet life. All right.
Cool.
Good.
Congrats.
Good.
Or thanks. I don't know. Either one.
Yeah, I'm totally down to give people life.
It's great. Haven't done it myself yet, but one of these days.
Oh, man. Okay.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot. I guess that's it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But definitely, if you're willing to support it, check out Canada Cup.
Yeah. Master Series.
Yeah, Master Series this coming weekend. Again, we will be there. Seth Killian's going to be there. Barudi's going to be there. Mike Ross is going to be there for commentary. That's the commentary team, I believe. So that should be super exciting. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have a blast doing this.
Look, with Daigo, Kazunoko, Shen, Xiaohai, Pepidai, Snake Eyes, Luffy, and some 8th qualifier, it's just going to be really good.
Yeah.
It really is. So check it out at twitch.tv/Canada Cup.
At this point in time, if the 8th person is a boxer of some sort, I am totally happy. So if it's Eduardo or Smug, I'm totally cool.
Yeah, even if it's some rando, like it'll just be great anyway.
Yeah,
it's already, that lineup is ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay.
And then also, of course, KIT, Kumite in Tennessee, twitch.tv/PandaXGaming is doing a bunch of the streaming on finals day for individual games and seeing exactly when they're going to be streamed. Check out kitrevival.com, and it's under the schedule button.
And if you guys haven't already, make sure you tune into Awesome Games Done Quick, which is going on all week long. It started last weekend, still going to be going all week. Just go to gamesdonequick.com. They have an embedded stream in there, always for a good cause. I know they've already topped their last year's viewers, I believe.
Yeah, the peak max viewer.
Yeah, max viewers, and I'm sure they're gonna break the donation record. Last year they killed over $1 million or something crazy. Was it $1 million or 100,000 or something?
It was $1 million, I'm pretty sure.
Was it? Okay.
I feel like I should know that off the top of my head. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was $1 million.
Yeah, but it was a lot of money. It's a great cause for cancer prevention.
It's really one of my favorite entertainment weeks of the year. It's become. Some people are into Shark Week and stuff. That's AGDQ. It's just so fun. Whenever I'm not working or I have that stream on, I'm watching it.
And again, it's if you just like watching people break games. And I think my favorite thing that they've done, I don't know how long they've been doing this, but they do have commentators who will explain the glitches. So I remember watching some of the Zelda ones where they use the bomb glitch, which bounces them super far back, and they were explaining that it's 1 or 2 frame accurate, and the guy does it consistently and how cool it is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's actually really awesome event. So.
For sure, check it out at gamesdonequick.com.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
That's it. Hopefully we'll see you this weekend if you watch the Canada Cup stream. Otherwise, we'll see you next Tuesday. Or Monday if we have the show.
Yeah, if we can get the Ches out here to show us Guilty Gear.
We'll see.
So.
We'll see. Let you know.
Peace out, everybody.